Welcome to Action Points, Mythras Matters actual play podcast. In this episode, Temple of Death Part 2, using the classic fantasy rules, the party continues to be suspicious of the bard at the tavern as a wagon carrying an injured woman rolls into town. Oh, and Belle gets a rather nasty hit on the head. My name is Inwils and I'll be your GM for the game. I'll let the players introduce who they are and who they will be playing. I'm just singing along to the theme music. That's what I'm doing, by the way. I was looking at everybody's passives before the game. I didn't realize you all had passives to bring into the game.
What's a passive?
Passives?
Yeah, what's that?
Yeah. Passions, sorry.
Oh,
Passions.
yeah. yeah.
Abrasive used to be conceited, but now he's perfect. Because he's
yeah.
He's actually
completed his character dynamic.
I just love naturally violent. I just thought that was brilliant. Right, let me see who's in. All right, the only two people who have swapped are Pickles and Captain. So let me put you back under one another. And then...
Actually, let me take a second and put this rock...
5 minutes. 5 minutes before you say it.
Technically, he was playing me there, so he would be probably most appropriate.
Right.
Okay, Captain. Okay.
my captain.
Right, we are there. Do you realize that I forgot that I name the title of the stream, the title of the adventure. So if this is the Temple of Death Part 2, but you'll have no idea what the Temple of Death is or anything like that. But just in case,
I did wonder about that title when Part 1 went up. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yes, you wait. And I have to say, I love the Mythras special effects web page. I've been using it lots and lots now, and it's super helpful. I think we pinned it in the comments in our Discord, but it is really good, and it works extremely well, and it gives you all your specials that you can use as well, which is good. Oh, I thought my camera was off there, Medivac, but you were just leaning to one side, weren't you? Showing your galloping horses in the background. Welcome in, everyone. You have stumbled across a classic fantasy session tonight, and we're in part 2 of a brand new adventure. We finished off the previous venture last week and did experience rolls, and we're starting all over again. And just to let you know, if you are a classic fantasy fan, then please do keep an eye out for Mythras Matters, the podcast episode that will drop tomorrow, because there is some extremely exciting news in that podcast episode. You will love it. I can guarantee it. I was so excited. I ran out of synonyms for the word fantastic. I couldn't think of any more for the whole of the podcast episode. Yeah, so that'll go live. Is it the 1st of June tomorrow?
Yes,
Yes, yeah. So
Maybe
one
not
of
if you're Australia.
because there are 32 days in May.
Well, maybe
oh,
about
that-
time we changed that then. I think
Yes.
May deserves another day.
I knew a teacher once who taught year 2, which for our American friends is sort of like age 6 and 7. Because once you mentioned December, they got really excited for Christmas. So he just carried on November right the way through. So it was just like November the 31st, November the 32nd, and so forth and so on. So they didn't get overly exciting. Anyway, the party have actually found that they have somebody who wants to tell their tales in song. They have met a bard who is really, really keen to be part of the group and tell everybody about their heroic deeds. And last week, I even sang on stream, which I've had some words of encouragement to do it more often. You'll be pleased to know.
Were they being sarcastic?
There was no smiley face at the end. So,
Got it.
so
got it.
if people are being sarcastic or passive aggressive, they need to put a smiley face on the end. Otherwise, I just cannot tell at all. So now I know what you're all going to do now. You're going to keep putting smiley faces at the end of everything that pops up in the chat. I shouldn't have said that. Anyway, before we go any further, I'm going to allow the players an opportunity to say who they are and which wonderful character they are playing tonight. And we're going to start off with the hidey shadowy person, Mr. Pickles.
I'm the shadow person, Mr. Pickles. And I'm playing Belinda O'Fregiok, aka Belle. She is a gnome rogue. She has all of the trickster abilities that you would expect from a rogue, using a sling and a short sword to stab or hit somebody from afar. She's more deceitful than persuasive, but she's also the group's banker, as I hold all of the gems and all of the money, and everybody just trusts. And I keep trying to unload it on them, but they're just like, no, you keep holding all the money. Belle can be a little bit persistent with questioning. She can be a little bit stubborn, and she's not the main face of the party, but sometimes she tries to be, especially when we have a bard who has a story that we need to learn, and everybody doesn't want to talk to the bard. But that is Belle. Sneaky, stabby, deceitful, a little rascal. And with that, I'm going to toss it over to Medivac.
Why, thank you. I'm Medivac, everybody, and I play Ida tonight. She is a cleric of the goddess Nisa. She's a kind-hearted person, goes out of her way to help people, but she holds her friends above the common congregation, as it should be. She's very good at healing, also casting fire on evildoers. And if she can't get them with fire, she'll send out her wonderful spiritual hammer. Yes, sorry, thank you. It's that wonderful. It's yeah. She has a couple of passions, which is save the innocent and protect my friends. Yeah, she's a bit chaotic as well. Ethical, curious. Yeah, good morale, charitable. That's why when she gets money, she tends to give it away, which is again why she doesn't mind Belle holding the money. And with that, I shall pass on to Mr. Fishy.
Hello there. Well, I am Fishy, and I am playing Catamore Blackmane, who is less a useful party member and more, I think, the party's mascot, possibly. He is a young magic user who is somewhat vain and self-centered, and we discovered last week hates bards. So this is an interesting situation for him at the moment. He's just spending most of his time sulking in a corner, trying to think of ways of getting back to this poor woman who has done no harm to us whatsoever, but that's not going to stop him. And I think that's probably all we need to say about Calamore for the moment.
And you're
So-
working on rank 2 as well.
I'm working on rank 2, yes.
Yeah.
I will catch up to the rest of the party,
You
even
will.
though that is logically impossible because they are all playing the same adventures as me and are already ahead of me. But never mind, we'll figure it out somehow. Yeah, and with some trepidation, I shall then hand over to Captain Kangaroo.
Who's muted?
I like him this way, actually.
Sorry, actually,
Possibly
I'm not
intentional?
muted. I was actually doing my lip exercises. All right, thank you.
Yeah.
You're welcome, ladies and promiscuous gentlemen. I'm Captain Kangaroo. I'm playing Brasive Rendax. He's the brute of the group. He's there to destroy people's scalps and cause lots of damage for their future medical bills. He's also there to just drink and seem
Be merry.
aggressive to and maybe Mary. I don't know who she is, but he's there to really just do things violently when it's time is needed for it. But we'll see what he does. I think right now he's really hyper focused on getting a horse or something. That way
Oh, no.
so he just doesn't want to walk anymore. His heavy armor is just too heavy, and he's lazy. But I'm going to pass the microphone to our good GM inwils.
Sorry, I was just trying to log into World Anvil on my iPad so I can see the adventure, and it was being a little bit
Racist.
funny, but it's working now, so that's good. So the party came back from the adventure where they rid the hot springs of a giant frog. They had encounters with giant bears, and they brought a bear home with them, who they have passed over to Mary Jo. But I still don't know whether or not you're planning on keeping him or what's going to be the plan about Billy Bear.
Do we
We'll
have a
take care of
house
him.
here?
It depends on whether Brasive is willing to walk him and look after him, because I'm not doing it for him.
Can't we just lay him down in front of a fire? Use him as a rug.
Can I just put some
Well-
paper down and just
Well, it's what you
All right,
need to
later.
decide, Flabbergasters, because that is your name of your group now. What you need to decide is, do you want him to keep at your house and use him as you see fit, or invite him to be part of the group or whatever? He's not adventuring with you, but he could be one of your staff if you wish. Or are you quite happy just to let him go and he can go off frolicking with Mary Jo, and you might see him around the tavern now and again, but that would be the end.
We could use him as a duster, go around the house dusting things in
Yeah,
bear form.
this is true.
I mean, the whole goal was to save him for his girlfriend after he wandered off into the woods. Like, I feel like realistically, the only reason why we keep him around is if he had nowhere better to go, or if there was some sort of issue. But if he's happy with Mary Jo, I feel like we should just let him
Well,
go.
But we need to give Mary
out
Jo
of
instructions like
character.
don't argue with him. He's always right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sort of thing.
That's the
Out of character, I'm a little concerned about letting the raging werebear loose around the town. But in character,
We haven't seen him
Calamore
do it.
doesn't
It's
give
like
a
we
monkeys.
killed the main vampire. Wouldn't that maybe cure all of the other vampires, the lesser ones? Like, maybe we cured him and we just haven't seen him be a bear yet.
Well, why don't we keep him at ours for a couple of months
well, the
and
other
then let him
thing
go?
Because that's creepy.
the other thing to remember is that Mary Jo is part of your staff.
Oh, that's right.
yeah,
So we could give
She-
them both a room upstairs.
So, because she works alongside Bianca and Louis, your
Mhm.
cook and your
Cook
odd
and,
jobman,
yeah.
housekeeper. So he could sort of like hang around at as somebody who does heavy labor and things like that, or he can still live with Mary Jo or live at the house with you guys.
Yeah, let's go with that.
Yeah.
That's good. That's good.
I feel hesitant to have more couples working for us because Bianca and Louie are already a little bit much.
Is it because Belle's single and she's got...
Yes, and I'm jealous. Clearly, it's just because
Hugely
I'm
envious.
jealous.
That,
Yeah.
and I imagine that when we're not at the house, the mansion, it's just like an 80s sitcom.
Well,
And...
to be fair, while we've been away, they've been booking off to the pub every night, haven't they?
They have.
Well,
Yeah.
the fires that go low, and not keeping.
They were quite apologetic for it, though.
That's because we're going to sack them.
Yeah,
It's all well and good being apologetic, but that doesn't mean they're going to stop.
They keep using up all of our candles for their late night shenanigans.
Wait till they start breeding.
When you come back.
Little cubs running around.
But there's only two, and now there's...
Who's been eating my porridge? Right, okay then. But there'll be a house rule, no frolicking in the kitchen then.
Yeah. No running. No bombing.
No bombing.
No heavy petting.
Yeah, I was going to say that. That used to be in swimming pools.
It did, yeah.
No petting. And there was a man and a woman submerged in the deep end. Because I often wondered in my head, how come they're staying down there for so long, even though it was just a picture? That's what I used to think.
Because she had a breathing pipe.
Oh, that's what it was. Sorry. Okay, so the other thing that happened was the group have encountered a very beautiful, a very charismatic lady called, I'm trying to get the picture up, Sweet Tunes, who has already created them a song and tells them of their exploits. She came over to the party last week, and Caramore, in his usual way, was quite rude to her, so she went off. Although the party have come to the conclusion that she seems to be very much loved in the actual Snow Deep village. The other thing that I think Belle overheard was that there had been something stolen. Is that right, Belle?
Yep, and that made me very paranoid. And I investigated Sweet Tunes, and I could not come up with any evidence that she's the thief.
Correct. And I think that's where we left it last week. Was there anything else that anybody remembered?
I think I was reporting back to Caramore, and the other two were talking with the mayor about our reward. I don't know if we ever got our reward from the mayor, but I also don't think we ever promised one. So I think they were just at an awkward standstill over there.
Oh, that was it. And the mayor was very grateful because they can go back to using the hot springs, and it will become part of the attraction of Snow Deep. And just to remind you all, the inn is now called the Snowed Inn. That's what we decided. So that's it. And shall we pick it up from still being at the tavern, or would you like to come back the next? I think you came back the next day, did you? I can't remember. What would you like to do? I'll leave it open to you. Is there anything else that you would like to do on the evening in the tavern?
Whoever the blacksmith was, I probably was trying to talk them up because they were at their stand earlier in the day.
The blacksmith is at a table. It seems to be a crafter's table. The blacksmith's there, the carpenter's there, and there's even somebody saying that they're a jeweler as well. What would you like to talk about? You do notice as you approach the table, Bracef, that you think due to their rosy cheeks and huge amount of laughter, they've probably been consuming ale for some time.
How many of them are at the table?
3: blacksmith, carpenter, and jeweler.
Brace is
men.
gonna yell. Bracef is gonna yell out, "Barkeep!"
Sorry?
That was too. Hold on. that was too Warcraftian orc. Barkeep. Oh no. Okay. Ooh. No. Let's not do that.
That sounds like
A
a
Muppet?
Muppet.
Yep.
Yeah.
Cookie. Give me some cookie.
Sounds like an aggressive Yoda.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Only you can do this on the
Yeah.
right side.
Give me cookie, you will not.
You will give me the cookie now.
Come on, get your
Only
accents.
Jedi Sorry, I have to go back on him. Barkeep. Damn it! I'm gonna. Okay, I'll get there. Let me.
Is this drunk Bracef? He just turns into a Muppet.
He turns into a Muppet. Yeah, he likes cookies, and likes to stay away from Elmo. Barkeep, 4 more drinks now.
Yeah.
Yeah, good.
Yeah, they cheer on the table and go, yeah, and the blacksmith, who's quite a burly man, sort of like slaps you on the back. He has some power in his upper arms, not as powerful as yourself, and you probably think he's can wield a hammer with some proficiency. And one of the barmaids come across carrying a tray that has a picture of ale on, and they come round and fill up the tankards, including yours, Bracef. And the blacksmith says, "To the hero of Snow Deep!" And they all sort of like put their tankards in the middle, and there's ale frothing over and spilling down on the table.
All right. I have an idea. Barkeep.
They're
coming back for more ale.
the
looks at- he looks-
blacksmith. The blacksmith goes, "Shh! He's got an idea!"
Actually, for you, breakfast.
And they all sort of like lean over, sort of like closer to you, as if you're about to tell them a secret.
Right. I need better gear to kill the foes of this town. So what I need from you is to let me use your shops to craft make my gear better. What do you say?
The blacksmith says, For you, Mr. Bracef, anything. You bring your raw materials, and you can hammer my anvil as much as you wish."
Perfect.
And then he goes,
Hey.
"Free of charge."
There we go. That's what I like to hear. Now, second, you probably work with a lot of horses and mules and whatnot, making horseshoes. Do you know any for sale?
He sort of like thinks for a while, and the carpenter says, "Well, I think there's someone in the village that may be trying to sell a horse." And the jeweler says, "Oh, no, he will not be interested in that beast. No, well, he's quite a fine beast. He's just quite a beast, Mr. Bracef."
Tell me more.
Well, it's black. It has like 4 legs with those metal things on the end. Of the blacksmith says, "Hooves, horses' hooves, yeah." And
Okay.
well,
That's a little too descriptive. That's all obvious. Who's selling this creature?
Farmer Dan has it. Well, he calls himself Farmer Dan, but he don't have a farm here because it's all snow and like. But
right.
we still call him Father Dan. They seem to look around the bar and the tavern, snowed in, and they sort of like look around and says, "Well, he ain't here tonight, but you could probably catch him tomorrow. Just ask for Farmer Dan."
And with that idea, I'm gonna get some more drinks. How's that? How about
Yes! And they sort of like clang tavern. They're tankards in the together in the middle of the table. And while that's all happening, you do notice that Sweet Tunes has been walking around the tavern, and you notice, Calmon, to your utter disgust and distaste,
Mhm.
she seems to be so incredibly popular. You know, every
She's got all these
table,
people hoodwinked.
she goes to every single table, and people are nice to her and pleasant, and some people actually get up and hug her, and they offer a seat, and they sit down, and everything is really nice. And after a while, you notice that she comes over and comes over to your little table once Brasive has removed himself, and sits at your table with you. And she sort of like comes in and she says, I think we might have gotten off on the wrong foot. And I thought I would like to serenade you all, if that would be allowed.
Must you?
Oh, I understand that, you know, people like me have a way of being, shall we say, disliked. But believe me, I am incredibly friendly and nice. And she looks over to you, Ida, and she says, may I just say your hair looks delightful, Miss Ida. It's hard to believe that you are so powerful and strong in combat. It really is unbelievable.
Not a problem. It's all down to combing your hair 100 times a night.
That makes you powerful in combat.
This is dreadfully presumptuous of me, but I'm not very good in the hairbrushing department. I wonder, could you show me some tips, or maybe take some time to help me brush my gaudy hair out at some point?
I can certainly take time to do that, yes.
Oh, right. Oh, that would be lovely. Maybe tomorrow, sometime in the afternoon, shortly after lunch. You could probably understand that I'm quite a late riser because of all the help I give Jack Tap here.
I can understand that, yes.
Oh,
Well, we'll see. Depends on what we're going to be doing tomorrow. We have some work to do, so, and we have our manor to
100%.
run.
Would you let me just play my lute for you all tonight? It would be honored. I would be so pleased, so pleased. If I could just strum a tune.
If only you could.
But by all means, smiley face.
Got it. I got it. Yeah, so she picks up her lute, and she's not singing, she's strumming along. It sounds a bit like a melody of string plucking. It's quite calming and quite delightful. And she starts to play. And the other thing that you notice, that as she plays, everybody calms somewhat. And I would like, let me just she's just going to disappear for a minute. Don't be unnerved by this.
Where'd she go?
You're not at that table.
Whoa.
Well,
You're-
did you see her carrying that loot? So she must be the thief. Yes.
Damn.
so
Sucks.
she starts to strum away, but you do notice that there's a lot of wrong notes that come out, and the people are. I'm taking my bonus 1 for that, by the way, because that's a fumble, and she sort of like looks quite embarrassed, and I imagine that Caramore, you probably have quite
Caramore's in a much better mood now. Yes.
you're grinning. You got that smirk on your face, and she says, "Oh, I am sorry. It appears that my lute is out of tune. Maybe some other time I can play for you all." And you notice that the bar room has gone back to its normal interactions, and the night continues. Sweet
Brace is
tune.
gonna try to sing in himself with the people he's drinking with. Let's
Come on,
see.
then. Do you have sing?
Now, if you use a point of luck,
Yeah.
No. I want him to definitely hurt everyone's ears.
Yeah.
He's gonna sing too loudly and too out of tune.
So what's he singing?
Just like a bar song. You know, through the metal and through the tubes. No.
What? No, you started this. Sing away.
teach us your half-orc bar song.
Our half-orc bar song's a bit like rugby players.
I suspect
songs.
they are.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
They're singing. You know,
I can imagine what they're actually like.
there's just so much people just really just screaming and yelling, but at least they're together and they're swinging their drinks back and forth,
yes.
arms attached to each other. Yeah.
So Belle, you've been very quiet. You just sat on a cushion on your chair to get up to the table. Is that the?
No, Belle is very focused on trying to find out who this imposter is because she knows there's a thief here. She believes it's not Sweet Tunes now, but somebody is here, not part of her thieves guild, being a thief. So she's probably very paranoid and trying to use whatever advantage. Like if people calm down, she wants to try and see if there's anybody who looks suspicious or that maybe doesn't calm down as much because they've been stealing all night.
Okay, then. So
that's what she's trying to do.
Okay, so roll your insight, but augment it with your perception.
All right.
Did you
Oh, we
just
don't have the augment
moves?
button. Let's see. So my
What's our
perception is
team name? Yeah, sorry. What's our
Flabbergasters.
Flabbergasters, that's right.
We're always flabbering and gasting. So it's 20% of the skill, right, for augment?
Yeah. So
Okay.
10%, then double it.
Brain isn't working, so I'm just going to go. Okay, it would be an 11 then. So an 11. Put that up top. Excellent. And here is my insight. Yeah.
Ooh.
You know what? I'll use a point of luck to reroll that.
Okay. The first look of the day.
That's how you do it.
Oh! Comes up.
Hell.
First one a fail, the second one a critical.
Yeah.
Okay, then let me think what you hear. So you've already heard some talk about some kind of thievery going on in Snow Deep. And the first thing is that you hear some other stories related to it. They appear to be minor things that have been stolen, money out of shops, very simple jewelry items, nothing sort of like huge or anything like that. But because you got a critical success, I'm going to give you a critical piece of information. They're always done. They always get taken during the night. Okay, it's a little bit, even a little bit more specific than that. They all get taken when people are out at the inn, at Snowed Inn. That's when the thievery has been happening. And
Interesting.
Belle, have you moved closer to Sweet Tunes?
Mm.
Not on purpose.
Oh, damn, here we go.
But maybe I mean, you know, I'm moving my head and to try and position my ears so I'm picking up people's notes.
I think what you probably did was go round the bar room and round the room as everybody else. Bracif, it just says Bracif is typing. Bracif is typing. I just think...
Well,
He's working on his book, isn't he?
Rhymes with
I think
you?
he's going to put lyrics up in the chat. That's what I think he's working on. I really do think it's lyrics. Yeah, so you hear all these stories, and it's really strange because people don't seem to be connecting it. They seem to see them all as one-off things that had happened. What one group thinks it's some children who are messing about. So somebody else actually blamed the flabbergasters until they were pointed out that it started before you all came back.
Who are these people that are blaming us?
Down in the
Right,
meadow.
we'll deal with them for starters.
We'll go rob their houses. Do it properly.
Bracif, does that go down to the Follyfoot tune? Down in the meadow and through the woods. The flabbergastes.
The flabbergasts we are. We smash and blast the monsters, I guess. We conquest the far.
Fantastic.
I like to imagine one person is in the bar, just goes, boo.
Copyright.
Yeah, it's Caramon who says boo.
Probably,
It's all bards.
Before he realizes it's not actually the bard, yeah.
So yeah, the night seems to be coming to the end in the Snowed Inn, and people are wrapping up their conversation, and it's interesting that Jack Tapp is sort of like clearing the tables with his two barmaids, and Sweet Tunes is stood at the door, shaking hands of people and wishing them and saying things like, walk safely home, look after yourself, hope the knee improves. Oh, it was lovely to see you as well. Always a pleasure. And they all seem to be nodding and bowing their heads as they're leaving. What would you like to do?
Well, I imagine we're heading home at this point, walking in the dark back to our...
Okay. Yeah. So
probably.
as you leave the Snowed Inn, she's there, and she sort of like says to you, Ida, don't forget if you could share some of your wonderful hair habits, that would be absolutely fine.
Lily, can I just ask a question before you go? Did you come here alone on this dangerous road?
Me? Well,
yes.
There is a long story with that. Let's chat tomorrow in
That's
a little bit
good
more,
idea.
a little bit less public place, maybe.
Indeed.
And as you go by, Belle, she ruffles the top of your head. Night, night, little one. You have a good night. And Caramore, she goes, lovely to see you. I'm sure we're going to be best buddies, you and I. And then Brasive comes along and she says, Brasive, a fellow bard. So pleased that we could get along. Maybe a duet next time, hey? Maybe we could sing together. What wonderful dulcet tones you have, Brasive. You're the best.
I once had an entire concert just for my singing.
Oh,
A lot of people. It was
I
10,000, 20,000 people.
And as you're talking, she puts her finger out over your lips like that and says, "You just save that for later on. You're a good man. You are a good
I just got
man."
excited. Oh, wow.
And she sort of like stands at the door and waves goodbye to everybody, and then closes the door and locks it. Still inside the snowed in, and you start to head back out to your house, and you notice a little bit in front of you is Bianca and Louis coming back, and Billy and Mary Joan. They're all quite happily trudging along. The snow is getting less and less thick. You can see the odd snowdrop peeping out now as spring is definitely on its way. And you make your way back to the to your mansion. And is there anything else you would like to do before I move time on to the next morning? I do notice you have a piano. Here, look. Did you
That's Brace's piano.
Brace is gonna learn piano.
Caramore's going straight to his lab and starting to research a silence spell.
Yes, and Belle wanted to do something.
Yeah, well, probably while we're walking home, Belle would want to report to Caramore and anybody else who's like near, but primarily Caramore, what she found. The idea of there is a thief. I don't think it was Sweet Tunes, but there is a thief, and they're taking stuff while everybody's at the party. And I don't
She
know.
has she's a distraction. She has an accomplice who does the thieving while she's distracting the town. It's classic strategy.
That's what I was thinking, which is why I asked her about if anybody came with her. And
Oh,
she's
you
gonna
guys
tell
are
me
just
tomorrow.
you
Caramore.
know what?
Caramore, just roll your hate bards for me.
Obviously, Belle is jealous. She feels like she's not stealing enough things, and she's blaming it on the pretty elf lady. So
You don't
Frankly, I
hate it
don't
that
particularly
much.
hate bards at the moment. No, I'm feeling
No.
it's the ale. Obviously, I'm feeling quite well disposed towards it by comparison.
You sort of like say, well, yeah, originally I was suspicious of her, but I understand, Belle, what you mean.
It doesn't have, she could be an unwilling distraction. She might just be the distraction that somebody else is using. It doesn't necessarily have to be attached to her, but there is somebody stealing, and they're stealing without being a part of the guild. That's the problem.
I suppose she might be unaware of the trouble that she's causing. It's still her fault, though. I mean, she's still a bard. They should be done away with.
Yeah, weird, but yeah, I guess you've got some sort of point there. But
As
tomorrow,
Brasive is singing to himself as he's going.
tomorrow we need to
Yes.
monitor the town while she's doing her celebrations, her performances.
Ooh.
Caramore, you wouldn't mind missing her music. Maybe you and I should go and scout around the town, see who's up to no good.
I can absolutely force myself to not attend her performance if there's a just cause, yes.
And the
And
nice
then-
thing is, if it's snowy as well, there'll be plenty of tracks to follow.
Yeah. And then Brasive and you, Ida, you guys can monitor her and make sure she's not doing anything weird while we're monitoring the rest of the town. We'll find this thief, we'll bring them to justice.
And Caramore
I
could
agree.
have a lantern to carry around because being human, he'll need some form of light.
You're a
if it's
human? Oh.
It's worse than that. He's a human wizard.
He sort of like got all the raw end of the whole character, did he's human, he's a mage. I mean, what else could be go wrong? What else?
I guess I can't really see your ears from down here. I thought they were pointed.
No,
That's just
He-
the angle. That's a
yeah.
Well, we can work with that. We can work with your human hindrance.
Yes.
And now I've had a great suggestion from the chat that somebody has said. It was actually Darthy End, if you know Darthy End, a long time
Yeah.
supporter.
Hi, Darth.
Says Bracef is going to practice the piano well into the night, and the party don't receive any mana replenish. You get because he's bashing away at the piano all night. I thought that was a really
Would
good.
not surprise me.
I know you're very impressed, but this is self-taught.
Yeah. So yeah. So is the so can I say that you know, if you right click on your characters, on your token, do you see like a little circle? There's a
Yeah.
cog and a circle.
Yeah.
In there you can now type something like prone or armor or something like that, and it should. Do you get to choose the icon?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Like that,
Isn't that clever?
and then you can also go to that and then just press clear all, and it'll remove everything from it as well. I was just putting this little blue shield on for your armor, Caramore, which I presume. The other thing, and I don't think it matters. I don't know whether or not you see this, but this is a huge thing for me as a GM. Can you see those goblins?
Yeah.
Oh, we're being attacked?
Trespassers, yeah.
Okay,
It's
so
complained about music.
I can select them all now and right click and then say enumerate them. Can you see that it now says Hobgoblin 1, Hobgoblin 2, 3, and 4? Can you see that or not?
Oh, no.
No,
No.
No. Well, to me,
we
I can't.
don't have labels for them.
No, I might be able to. Oh, it's because in the past I've had to go on and do that with them all and put little numbers on, but now can just select everything and say enumerate them, which I always sounds like a Harry Potter spell. Enumerate, and they all get the numbers now. So things are coming along in leaps and bounds. I'm loving it at the moment. And what have you got on, Belle?
Just a little disguise.
Oh, a little disguise. Okay then. So the next morning arrives. There's still a bit of snow on the ground, but the sun is up, the sky's blue. It's still rather low to the horizon, so it's not heating up, and a lot of the snow does start to melt, but there's still that coldness in the air. It's trying to be spring, but it's definitely not spring at the moment. So this is daytime. Is there anything that you would like to do during the day in your house or in Snow Deep, or around about Snow Deep or anything like that, before we move on to the evening, when I know you've
Farmer Dan. I'm looking for Farmer Dan.
Oh yes, Bracef goes off in search of Farmer Dan. Anybody else wish to do anything else?
No, I'm gonna have a wander around and see if we can see any poor people. Maybe give them a couple of coins. Just to be,
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
That's lovely.
I know.
Shame
Yeah, no.
you'd have to ask for your coins from me first.
Yeah. Please,
Belle
Belle.
is going
can
to
I- Please,
all right,
I
Belle.
want to allowance.
I've
No, I
got
presume
Belle
that
tied
if
to
you
my
guys need
waist.
coins.
It's like
Yeah.
a money pouch.
Okay, then. So Ida and Bracef are heading off into town. What about Belle and Caramore?
I think Caramore is indeed going to get some research time in because
Okay.
it says it takes me, I can't remember now, I think it was like 2 weeks to research a new spell. Doesn't say it has to be all done in one go. So I'm assuming I can put in a day here and a day there and eventually I'll have enough.
We'll put you in a down. Oh, this looks like a library here, doesn't it? That looks library.
Perfect. That does indeed. It has bookshelves.
Yeah.
Probably no
It's-
books, but it's got shelves. It's a good start.
And look, you've even got a little cubby hole that you can hide in if any combat comes up.
That's where Harry lives.
Perfect.
That's where Billy Bear has to
Yep.
sleep
Under the stairs.
and it's a heavy locked door. Okay, then. And Belle, is there anything you would like to do?
I don't want to annoy Caramore anymore while he's researching because he'll turn me into a toad, and I don't want to gain size. So I'm going to, I'll probably follow along with the other two, see which one I'm annoying the least, and then stick around with them. Heading into
Okay,
town
then.
with them, I guess.
Nice.
Actually, probably Ida. I think Belle would hang around with Ida. Just
So
kind of
you're
see what.
going.
You'll only cry when I start giving the money away.
No, you're allowed to give away your money.
No, that's okay.
Okay, so
Yeah.
let's do Bracef first. So Bracef, you go into Snow Deep and you ask a few people and you get directed to a rather shabby looking cottage with some kind of stable, a 1-room stable. It's open and there's like a central post, and that is where Farmer Dan lives. You also have heard that he's actually, because there's no crops to grow here, he has a new venture, and he's waiting for springtime to arrive. He's going to try and keep bees and craft some honey. That's what he's going to do. But he did arrive in Snow Deep with a horse, and he's the only owner of a horse. Yes.
I'm gonna approach the stable and find like a wall or something and knock with my knuckle. And then
Yeah,
just
so-
cross my arms and kind of stand at the side, see if he notices me.
So as you approach, you can actually see the horse. It's a browny color. I don't know what that's called in horse terms, but it looks pretty old and a little bit decrepit. And you sort of like knock on, and Farmer Dan comes out, and he's quite shocked to see you. He says, "How can I help you, kind sir?" I'm just a master of voices tonight. Can I say? I really think smiley face. Sorry.
I heard that you're one of the only people here with a horse.
Oh yeah, I have the horse in here. Look, that be Mabel. Mabel, my horse.
I guess it's not a fancy creature, so I can't really use my lore of magical beasts, but can I do an insight check to see if this horse is even worth purchasing?
Insight on a horse. Well, let's play it round the other way. Why don't you ask Farmer Dan if he's willing to sell his horse?
That's just if I want to waste my time.
But then when he gives you a price, you can insight him.
Got it. All right. Well, I'm in need for a horse. I got a lot of heavy materials.
Oh, you'll be needing Mabel. She is a fine beast.
Right.
Fine
Well,
beast.
What makes her so fine?
She's got
Just a
4
little-
legs. That's a good start for us.
I
And
think
she
it's basic start, really. I just feel like all of them have that.
I rode her here all from Willowbridge, and she's been with me ever since. Would you believe my father owned her as well? She's been in the family such a long time.
Right. That seems to make sense. Looking at her. Look, gonna beat around the bush a bit. I feel she looks a little old. But
Old? He
a
turns
little.
around and he says, Mabel, don't listen to him. Don't listen to him. You are young and sprightly.
Well, is she for sale?
That's an interesting proposition. I tell you what, Mr. Brasive, why don't I loan her to you for a couple of weeks and see how you get on? And if you would like to buy her after that, then maybe we can come to an agreement. And, well, he said, I'm working on a new venture, so maybe you'll be able to help me out if I loan you Beryl? Mabel? What did I call the horse?
Mabel.
Mabel.
Yeah.
Mabel. Thank you.
What kind of help?
Well, maybe you can help me with my beehives.
Your beehives.
Oh,
What?
beehive.
Oh, behave! Well,
I don't know
when,
anything about making honey or bees or being stung. I'm not really.
well, maybe
into
you
that kind
can.
of stuff.
Maybe you could donate some. I mean, you are a great adventurer. Maybe you can, donate some silver to the carpenter to make my beehives for me
Right.
in exchange for a loan of Mabel. I couldn't let you have her. She's been in my family so long, and I don't think she's really right for the adventuring life.
Well, though I appreciate the offer, I'm looking for something a little more,
Frisky.
aggressive.
Me father had an aggressive horse once. Used to nip you all the time. Well,
aggressive horses do better in combat. So, thanks for your time.
oh, you could do come back anytime if you would like to use Mabel. I'm very willing to let
Okay,
you
I'm done talking to you. Bye-bye.
ride her. Right.
He just walks away.
Goodbye, Mr. Brasive. Come back anytime. Come back.
He doesn't respond. He just keeps walking.
Ida and Belle, you are walking around. Are you staying together or splitting up?
Presumably staying together. And during this trip, Belle would want to share with Ida the situation from last night, but abridged slightly. Because I don't know if Ida knows that I don't think she knows what my guild is out of safety for her own morality. But Belle would be like, I was hearing this rumor last night that people were having their stuff stolen, little things, coins. I think I heard something about a little jewelry box or a locket or something being stolen. And I think it might be happening while the entertainment's happening. Like somebody's taking advantage of this. And I don't know. I think we gotta do what's right, Ida? Like we gotta
I
stop
agree.
this criminal. Criminal?
Yeah, if somebody's stealing things from people's
Criminal?
houses, then we definitely need to find out who it is. There should be no stealing in this town. In our town.
And I don't believe initially I thought maybe it was Sweet Tunes that was doing this, tricksy, talented people can be very tricksy and talented. And I saw that she was like hugging everybody. And I thought that would probably be what a pickpocket would take advantage of. You hug somebody and you slip your hand in and take out their coins. Not that I'd know how to do that, but I've seen it happen in the big city before. So But I didn't see anything like that, so I
No,
think she's innocent.
but this, how can she be here singing and then be breaking into people's houses?
Well, that's the thing is I didn't initially figure that part out. I heard some rumors and people talking later,
Ah,
and that's when I kind of put it together that it's all happening at the houses during the show.
so maybe she has an accomplice.
Maybe, or maybe there's somebody taking advantage of the situation. Caramore and I were going to maybe try and figure that out tonight, like while the show is going on, see if there's anybody wandering around being suspicious. I mean, after
Yeah.
all, everybody goes to these shows, right?
And yeah, everybody, yes, even our staff.
Yeah, there's no haters here except for
What sort
Caramore.
of things have been stolen?
I think I heard coins. I think I heard small things mostly. I think I heard a locket was stolen, and it was just like I heard somebody say something like, "Oh, I thought I had that on me. Oh, it's missing now. Yeah, I lost that the other day." That kind of thing. So I don't think people are really picking up what's going down, but
But,
I started to see a pattern.
it's not like a grand theft thing. That it's just knickknacks, isn't it?
I mean,
Opportunists.
yeah, I suppose, but a couple coins here and there would be an easy way to get away with being a thief.
And also
Yeah.
You can't let them get away with this.
these minor items might be very important to these lonesome people out here.
Yeah, what our storyteller said.
Listen to the narration.
You do notice something as you're walking around the town. And the first thing that you notice is that Snowed Inn is all locked up. There's the doors still shut. The windows are shuttered up. Just like you saw it before during the day, it looks like it completely closes down during the night, during the daytime. But you do notice that Jack Tapp is actually sat out on the steps. So it has like a veranda and a little bit of steps going up, and then the veranda, and then the door. And he's sat there. He seemed to be whittling a piece of wood. He's got his apron on. He's just sort of like muttering to himself every now and again, and whittling this wood. You see him from the distance as you look across.
Does he
Maybe we
look
should-
concerned, or
Roll me your insight.
I can certainly try.
Come on, you can do it. Oh, so close. Belle's with you as well.
Yeah,
Oh,
are you
what-
saying
what-
that I can insight?
Well, actually, Ida, you can probably take minutes over it.
Yeah,
mean,
I will.
It's not
I
as
was like,
if you sort of like walk up and down the street, and he looks forlorn. He doesn't look his normal perky
chipper
self.
Yeah.
Oh, he's
Yeah.
sad, guys. Oh no.
Let's go up and have a chat with him.
Yeah, I agree.
And as you draw near, he sort of like sees your little feet coming across, and he sort of like looks up and says, "Oh, morning, kind flabbergasters."
Morning, Jack. Sorry, we were just walking through the high street here, and you seem to look a bit out of sorts. Is there anything you want to get off your chest?
Roll your influence for me.
She's a priest. You can confess to her.
I'll
You
talk
s-
really slowly and take
Yeah.
time everything.
That takes a whole minute. So you sit down, and you generally pass the time of day with him to start off with, and then eventually you come round and sort of like ask him if there's what's he sad about. And he says it's a strange time, isn't it? A strange time.
Well, I find it strange that you're not open during the day so you can make money on food. But yes, it is a strange time.
Yeah. money is probably part of that strangeness at the moment.
How so?
He looks
You s-
puzzled.
You said you were doing very well.
Yeah. Funny that, isn't it?
Is there something you want to tell us, Jack?
No, not me. I'm fine,
would you like
kind
to-
ladies.
Would you like to borrow some money?
Is there something wrong with your money?
Hmm.
He looks shocked. He's like, no, I couldn't take anything of you, kind ladies. You're the flabbergasters. You are up there, the biggest and the best.
You've not had anything go missing, have you?
Oh no. It's been. I'm going into Farmer Dan. It's been strange. Some of those things that have gone missing. A friend of mine lost their father's amulet. Very strange. Kept it underneath her pillow. And I think it must have fallen off and down a crack in the floorboards. You know.
The tooth fairy got it.
Who is this friend of yours?
Oh, yeah, it was the tailor.
The tailor.
Yeah.
Ida?
Hmm.
I think that helps.
Jack Cotton Thread. I think if I call them all Jack and just change change the surnames. Oh, Bob. His full name is Bobbin. Bobbin Cotton Thread. Let me just write down. That's a good one.
Bobbin.
As you know, Mr. Jack, Mr. Tap, we are the flabbergasters, and we are flabbergasted that things are going missing. So if there's a problem in this town, we're going to solve it. I'll swish my short sword to emphasize my point.
He's all like, "Oh, put your weapon away, Missy! Wow!
Not while there's thievery afoot."
I nearly lost an ear there.
Haven't you heard what the bard was singing the other night? If there's trouble in your neighbourhood, who are you going to call?
Flabbergaster.
Flabbergasters.
He says, "Can I just say, she loves you. She really loves you. She's sure she found out that there was a group of heroes here. She was over the moon. She sat with us all and listened to what we could tell her about you. And within moments, she was singing about how fantastic the flabbergasters were and how really, she loves you. That's all I can say."
Did she come here alone to this town?
Yeah, all alone. She came from Willowbridge. That's the next village down.
Village over. Yeah.
I think you came through Willowbridge on your way up here, probably.
Possibly.
Yes, you did.
Ah, yes.
That was the town we didn't want to settle in, Ida.
That's the one.
That's
because of the smell.
That's the town.
Which is why the blacksmith moved.
That's Willowbridge is the town that Caramore annoyed people in. You had to leave.
That doesn't narrow it down. It's just somewhere he's been.
Was it a town full of bards?
Yeah, it is a bardic town. That's what it is. He said, "Do come tonight. It's so nice to have you back. So sad about those all that wonderful material, that metal that we lost that was on our wall. That was a good challenge. I don't think we'll be able to play the mind challenge game anymore now that you've cleared it out. I wonder why people have come to Snowdin now.
Has nobody been down there to start mining again?
Well, we're waiting for the spring.
Right.
Kind lady, there's a lot of wolves about in the winter. They come down from the mountain, see, because it's chilly.
Oh,
Right.
yes, wolves are like
We dealt
that.
with a few of those. Swish, swish.
It's like a
is
little
there a church
pencil.
here?
Yep.
No,
Do
they're
you have a? You don't have a church here? No.
no, they actually worship druids. Yes. And no, Caramon does not have a passion hating druids. I might just have
No,
Caramon have
no,
a
he's fine.
passion.
Good. I don't think he's ever met a druid. He hasn't learned to hate them yet.
He's a professional hater.
I don't like that hokey pokey religion.
Yeah. Too many feathers and animal fur. And
Yeah.
it's you, Braceive, you just left Farmer Dan's, and Belle and Ida, you're still talking to Jack Tap when all of a sudden there seems to be a commotion coming from the entrance to the village down the road, as if they're traveling up from Willowbridge, and there seems to be a wagon coming up. It is coming very, very slowly, and there seems to be a woman at the reins, and she's they seem to be plodding along very, very, very slowly. You can see that there's various items in the wagon, and the woman seems very tired. She seems to be humped over, and the horse is going extremely slowly, and as if she's as if she's kept herself awake until this moment. The horse's reins go slack in her hands, and the horse stops. And she does.
I'm going to run over.
Running over, yeah, and it looks like she's going to pass out. That's what it looks like she's going to do.
Yeah. Well,
I'll stay with Tap.
as soon as I get to it, I'm going to put my hand on it and I'm going to cast this spell. Cure fatigue.
Oh, we had that one last week, but you wanted it. Yes. So roll your channeling. Is it that you have?
Not devotion, is it?
Well, I forget which ones. Yeah. So you roll a 1d3 and then add 1 to it. Two, yeah. She sort of like keels over, and you cast it, and she sort of like she's still fatigued, but she comes round and sort of like looks up and sees your angelical face, looking down with her, and she says, "Help me, help my daughter." And you notice at this point that in the back of the wagon, you notice that things are being pushed aside, and there seems to be a sleeping girl there. She seems to be stretched out. The other thing that you notice, Ida, after you've cast the spell, is that it appears that this woman, there's blood seeping through like a shoulder wound, and you can see that she's pulled off bits of cloth and almost like pushed it underneath her dress to almost like stop the bleeding. Everybody, Jack Tap and everybody now is sort of like crowding round the wagon. Even Braceive is there, looking somewhat concerned.
Okay, once again, I'll place my hand on her,
Concerned or
grab my my holy symbol, and cast this intensity 2.
Yeah.
Um, so let's roll devotion because I'm sure that'll be the right one for that.
Yeah. What is your spell casting? Because I know mages have arcane knowledge. What's your spell casting one? Is it channel or is it devotion?
I thought it was devotion, to be honest. I suppose it depends on what spell I'm casting, doesn't it?
If it's like a Mythras, then devotion is what powers up your theological abilities. Like me having
Yeah.
a high devotion is
Yeah.
why my shield spell is so powerful, but it doesn't influence my ability to cast, just the strength.
All right. Okay.
So if it's the same in this system, that might be what the issue is.
Yeah, I'll check. I'll check. It's
Well,
not.
the skill's the same percentage, so
Yeah, so it's not a problem at the moment. Yeah, so you notice as you hover your hands over and call down the wonders of your goddess, you feel that it seems to have been some kind of maybe a sword thrust. It seems to be very deep. It looks like it's she's lost a lot of blood, and you think that's probably why she was tired as well. And she slowly seems to come round, and somebody comes out and says, quick, bring blankets or something, bring blankets. Bracif comes up and strokes the horse. It's quite a strong horse, Bracif, this. It looks very sort of like powerful.
Sturdy.
And the woman,
Like what's called? There's a type of like horse like for carriages and whatnot.
a shy horse.
Shy horse, yeah, shy horse. Is it like
Yeah.
that?
No, it's not. It's that's what Bracif needs.
That's what I'm saying. He needs.
Yeah,
He needs a
you need-
huge horse.
you need
slow,
a
but
war.
Yeah,
You need a war horse. That's what you need,
Yeah,
isn't
well,
it?
Bracev's really large.
fair-
So it needs.
to be fair, what you could do is, and if I've said this before, I do apologise, but you can get sweet tunes and wrap her around the neck of the horse to give it some barding.
Uh-huh.
Hang on. There you go.
Easy,
Hey.
easy.
And she comes round and she sort of like looks up as you, Ida, and she says, bandits on the road. And at
What's
that
wrong with your
point,
daughter?
well, as she says that to you, we will take our break because it's past. And you look into the back of the wagon. She looks, you can't see any visible signs of injury. You probably think she's either fatigued or and probably sleeping at the moment. She does look quite dirty and out of it. Does anybody have a crafting skill
I
that
do.
that would be suitable for looking at a wagon?
Is that wagon made of axes?
I've got commerce.
No, you.
I'm
Probably-
back at the manor doing research, but I do actually have craft wood carving, which might
Do
just do
you?
it. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you
Well,
probably
you-
spent a lot of time polishing your wood, so
Probably,
You're in there reading books. Okay, we will take our break there. So we'll
Reading
be
books.
back at 1:45 the hour. Can I just say also while we're here, thank you to Russell in the Woods, who is a new person on Patreon, supporting the work we do. So that's absolutely fantastic. Thank you for that. Russell in the Woods. What a fantastic, that's his email, their email address, Russell in the Woods. But I don't know. It's not Russell and as in the male name. It's Russell,
Russell as in the sound.
Yeah, Russell in the Woods.
Mm.
It's not somebody frolicking around in a forest or anything like that. So
It
we're
could be
going to.
both.
It could be both. It could be both. But thank you for joining and supporting the stream. We really do appreciate that. And remember, you can become a member of the Order either on Ko-fi or on Patreon. And I'll put both the links in the chat as we go off and have a break. We'll be back in 15 minutes, quarter to the hour, and we'll see what's happening with this wagon. Okay. And we're going to do that. Right, you are clear.
Yay.
Yay.
Cool.
I'm going to have to find a horse, a war horse for Brasive, and then send you down
Destria.
and then send you down a dungeon adventure that he's going to have to
Yeah.
leave.
When you
I had
guys
that
go,
in,
I'll stay up here. Bring the goblins up here. It'll be fun.
I had that in an AD&D game. One of the players created a cavalier kit fighter whose all their abilities are to do with the horse, and then I sent them into Undermountain in the first adventure.
Yeah, I've got that. Ruins in Mythras I've got, but I've got
that was a
Undermountain
good one
somewhere
too, yeah.
else. Yeah. Okay, right,
Undermountain,
15 minutes.
awesome.
50 minutes, people. Quarter to, we'll be
Okay.
back.
That was
That-
a
that was-
reference.
That was nearly live on stream, but it's
Oh.
slightly off. So I actually was doing some research about horses, Brasive, and I found something on the internet. I put it in the chat that says, in general, half orcs might ride horses, dire wolves, elephants, or even larger beasts like rhinoceroses.
Yeah.
There's a lot of them in this area, so you should be looking out for a rhinoceros. Yeah.
Woolly
or
mammoth.
oxen or large carnivorous creatures or other creatures, depending on the setting. They might use our giant lizards, even monstrous centipedes or giant stag beetles. I can see you on the back of a giant stag beetle going into combat. Anyway,
As it humps a giant elephant's like droppings.
I'm just not going to respond.
Probably wise.
I also looked on the livestock pricing list. So a normal riding horse, a poor quality, let's go for reasonable quality, 2,500 silver. A heavy draft horse, 2,800 silver. A heavy war trained cavalry horse, 6,000 silver pieces.
How much money do we have?
Well, it's funny you ask. In the bank of Belle, I have 3 gold coins. I have 18 bits of silver that could be platinum.
Yeah.
I've also got 6 more bits of silver or platinum that is personally mine. So 18 is what you guys have. And then I have the gems. We only clarified the price of 3 gems. One's worth 11 gold and 2 are worth 7. Yeah, 2 are worth 7 gold. But we didn't ever price out the ones that we got from the bandits themselves. Those were just the ones we got from
Oh, yeah.
the frog camp. So I don't know what the gold to silver ratio is here, or if they are synonymous for just currency.
1,000 silver for 1 gold piece. I remember that.
I think it's just like normal D&D,
I
but
think it's a normal 10-1, isn't it?
that's what I want to say, but I'm not.
You're going to need to find a better bank then if you want to get this loan for a horse. Yeah, no, I don't have the capital to.
We need to start murdering more people for their things.
Just out of interest, just roll 3d10s. Belle,
myself?
Yeah, you roll it.
You want me to do each one at a time? Or all?
You could roll it all together because we can look at individual ones,
Oh, okay.
can't we? Even if it's rolled together.
Did you roll a 30, please?
4, a 1, and a 2.
Okay, then. So that's how much the gems from the bandit. Look, so one's 4 gold pieces, one's 1 gold piece, and the other one's 2 gold pieces. So you can make a note of that. I'm not going to I'm sure it's 10, 10, 10, but we'll have a look and I'll post it later on. So Ida, you have got up on the wagon and you've cured fatigue and wounds of this this lady and her what appears to be probably her daughter is in the back of the wagon, and everybody is coming out now and sort of like not they're trying to be helpful. They're trying to be helpful, and there's various comments going around and various people making assumptions. You know, you hear somebody says, well, I wonder why one lady is traveling by herself in a wagon. You know, there's only one type of lady that does that. And other people are sort of like saying, oh, bless, look at the poor dears. Anyway, you do notice that Jack Tapp is there and Sweet Tunes arise as well. She seems to be in what looks like a white nightie. That she's got. Yeah, go for it.
I'd like to say, create a space, please. Jack, can you open your tavern, please, and kind of take these two cold people inside if your fire's burning?
He says, yeah. And Sweet Tune says, I've opened it, Jack. Don't worry. It is open. Mistress Ida, can I
child.
I will grab the child.
No, I'll grab the child.
I'll grab the lady there.
The lady, yes.
Don't fight over the child.
And
Brasive, can you put the horse and cart into the back of the pub? You know, they must have like a little stable yard.
Yeah, they do. Just
Brasive smirks and just like, of course.
I gently pat
My
the
horse now.
What horse? I sold no horse. Does
let it go.
You sort of like pick up the Sweet Tunes picks up and you escort the wagon closer to the snowed inn, and then they get them off and they sort of like go into the tavern and
straight on a table.
Yeah, and Sweet Tune says, stay out here, everybody. I will see when they are better. Don't worry, the flabbergasters are here, minus the mage. He probably couldn't be of any use in any case in this situation. But Mistress Ida is here, and she is a great healer, And she sort of like comes in and shuts the door as they bring it in. I just need to see whether or not when you get round the back of the inn, snowed in, Bracey, could you roll your tracking skill, please? Because I think you have track, do you not?
I have track. I do that thing where I just press the button and does stuff. You know what?
That's failed.
I'm gonna use a point of luck and re-roll this. See what happens, guys.
Oh, nice!
Rolling that dice. Come on. You got to get 35 or less. You can do this. No, you can't. Yeah.
You went from 57 to 97. That was nearly a fumble. You nearly got.
That's way better.
So once you get into the tavern, and they sort of like put the lady, the woman on a table, and they put the young girl. The young girl sort of like comes round and immediately shouts, "Mama!" and sort of like rushes over, and there's water brought out for them both, and everybody is settling down. The girl, which is actually the woman's daughter that you find out, wants to be near the mother. And once they've had a few sips of water, and they thank you, Ida, for being so helpful and generous, and they introduce themselves to start off with. The mother is called Lady Veneer, and her daughter is called Jess, Jesse, and they tell you a story. You obviously ask what's happened, where have you come from, etc., etc., and they start to tell you the story, and it's Lady Veneer that leads it, and she's got one arm round Jesse. You notice at certain points in the conversation, her eyes well up, and she gets really emotional about things, and she tells you the story, and she starts by saying, I think it's probably best if I start from the beginning. So 12 months ago, just over a year, my son, Marcus, received his calling. He was to become a cleric of the god Summit, lord of mountains, storms, and blacksmiths. And
So
he...
can't you remember his name?
Is that a smiley face?
That's Summit.
Yeah, it was
Oh,
the
no,
god of
oh,
Summit.
something.
Yeah.
Got yeah. Oh.
Sorry for interrupting.
um, she's seen you heal her, and she says, you will know of the power of gaining a calling. And he had this dream that he would venture into the hills northeast of Snow Deep and find his calling. And so 12 months ago, he left. He left Willowbridge with his best friend and guard and headed away. I'm not too sure whether or not he even reached Snow Deep, but we have not seen him since or heard anything from him. So after a year, we decided to leave Willowbridge and head to Snow Deep ourselves, and to visit or locate him. Maybe he made it into the mountains and is now part of the being a cleric of his god. We don't know, but we thought we could come here and maybe hire somebody to accompany us further into the mountains, to accompany all four of us. And that's where her eyes well up and she sobs for a while and then gains back in control and says, but that was when we got attacked on the road by bandits. 8 of them, to be precise. At that time, we had my maid with me and our loyal family guard. As they attacked, he encouraged the horse to run and meant that we were pulled off to safety after we had taken myself some damage from a crossbow bolt that pierced my shoulder. We ran, but sadly, my maid was left behind, and my loyal guard leapt to her aid, and the last thing we saw were the bandits overcoming our loyal guard and carrying our maid away. And that is how we have arrived here. In the wagon, there are some items for trading, dried fish, and some of our family silver, and some clothes. Does anybody know of my son, Marcus? Does anybody know
We've
what
not
we will
come
do?
across Marcus, but can I ask a simple question? Why didn't you wait an extra couple of months when it was warmer to set off? You know, when the snow had gone. You've waited a year. So
I am going to be very honest here.
that honesty is the best policy. It's the best way forward. That's what my goddess
Ah.
Nisa says.
My son was our merchant. He did all the business for us as a trading family. But with Marcus gone, our partners started to find other people to trade with. And I am sorry to say, we were being left in a very unhealthy state with our wealth. It was either now or when we became paupers.
Oh, I see. That's a very difficult situation. Also, very surprising that he's left you in that situation.
He assured me he would come back and actually join our family once again and become a healer in the town of Willowbridge, but sadly we have heard nothing from him.
Does Brace enter the place yet? After
Yeah,
dealing with the horses stuff.
Basic comes in
Eating
carrying a
dried
horse.
fish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I found this dried fish.
Wearing family heirlooms.
Wearing your new clothes, yeah.
Bracef stands next to Belle and just looks down and is like, "This is terrible."
You want the horse, right?
The horses can't really fit me. It's terrible. Looks a
Jack,
little old.
Tap is trying to attract your attention, Belle.
I will pay him my attention with my good eyesight.
He-
Okay, and then I'll walk over to him since he's waving to me.
He sort of like gets down, crouches down to be at eye level, and whispers in your rather large, pointy ears and says, I would love to give them an inn room here, but they do not look like they can afford it. I cannot give out another room for free.
That's fair, and given that I think we're going to be entering business with these people, it might be best that we bring them to our house, so you do not need to worry about that, Jack.
Oh, I thought I was going to have
Since
to
we've
give
picked up another pathetic life form.
another room free of charge.
What do you mean another room? Are you talking about Sweet Tunes?
Oh, Sweet Tunes stays here free of charge. She sings in
Yes,
the
she
tavern
does.
for me.
Well, yes, but you said another free room. Are there other freeloaders here?
Just Sweet Tune. She
Okay, but she's not a
Yes.
freeloader because she sings for you. So, okay, I just want to make sure.
but she gives me no money.
But you get increased profits, don't you? I'm not there. Quite.
Yes, but my mind says you get increased profits there. So, I mean, she is sort of helping you.
Yeah,
Just like-
Jack, hit the road. Don't you come back now. So,
He says, I'm not very good at money and things like that.
Oh, what a shame.
Belle can help you.
The First Bank of Belle can help you.
maybe that's how we got high interest loans, and I'll break their
Yep.
legs so that they don't pay. That's how we make money here.
I could enter into a partnership with you, Belle. You could
well,
be.
well, well.
what true thieving is. White collar thieving, Belle. Come
Yeah.
on.
I just became a master thief.
The subprime loan
Have you got-
sharking market.
Yeah.
I
Have
pull
you
out a
little angel
contract.
and devil?
And if we overdo it, we give away too much money, the government will bail us out.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's exactly the way it works.
No,
Or theft.
what you
It's
do is
foolproof.
what you do is buy him out with his own money.
Maybe we could set up business together, Belle. Just you and I.
You got a good idea right there, Jack. And perhaps once we've resolved the situation, I'll bring some paperwork for us to enter an equitable agreement.
I think that'd be wise. I would like to go into business with you, Miss Belle. I can see your belt pouches are nice and full, if you don't mind me saying.
Yeah.
That
I mind a little bit,
He's,
but
is he looking at? Is he looking down or up?
You always look down for Belle.
Yeah.
you never look up to Belle.
Even when
for-
she's standing on something tall, you still look down on her.
for now, Tap, don't worry about these nice
Oh,
people. We will take
we've
care
got-
of them.
We've gone from Jack to Tap, haven't we? We're going a lot more formal, Mr. Tap.
I change it up and whenever I feel like it. At some point, I'll call him Tap, Jack.
Specifically on the contracts that he's asking.
Yeah, that's the contracts.
Ida, could you make an insight check for me, please?
I certainly can.
Belle
this
seems
for
to be up to some business. It doesn't seem
this
to be
for his
good.
credit score? Is that what he's inciting for?
Oh!
Oh,
yeah! Yeah, a 5 critical out of 56.
Wow.
Nice.
I know
Ida,
things and I drink.
You do, because as you're talking and Lady Veneer is telling you about her exploits, you connect back to your previous adventure when you dealt with bandits and somebody who was hiding, who was going to be sacrificed to the giant frog, and you sort of like picture all these, and you start to wonder whether or not the two stories are somehow interlinked or connected.
And if they are, we know where they're going. And they're going to be very disappointed when they get there.
I don't know whether or not
Or
you're
maybe the maid is the one that we saved,
Oh,
and
But
that
that-
maybe the bandits that attacked them were the ones that we came up to and said,
ah,
"Give us all your money or die."
Ida,
We're not
you were-
bandits.
Ida, you were asleep for that one.
I was asleep for that one, yes. That's right.
I remember now. Yes, so that might be the connection. The only thing that doesn't seem to connect is that they're saying that there were 8 bandits and you only killed 4.
So where's the maid now then? What did you do? Did you just leave her out in the snow? Just wait here, we'll be back for you, and then we forgot about her. The maid. Did we rescue the maid?
Yes, you well,
We
you
brought her back to town, right?
yeah, you. She's staying in your house at the moment.
Oh, right.
She had no.
We
Good
got
job.
menagerie.
Good job. It was a critical role. That's all I can say.
Yeah.
Good insight.
Sorry. Wrong person to critical role. Sorry.
Yeah, so Belle got it, even though she was listening with her big
Yeah,
ears.
with big
from
ears.
Yeah. So yes, that maid you brought back, and
Well, I'll mention that to the lady. She must have been travelling for ages because that was weeks ago, wasn't it?
well, you're not too
Like
sure.
days ago.
Days,
Days,
at least days
yeah.
ago. Yeah.
You're not too sure what's been going on, but you do notice that that maid who's at your house, the girl that you rescued, could be the maid of Lady Veneer and her daughter Jess.
So is she a member of our staff now?
Well, you didn't.
Is she good at the job?
I thought that was basically what
Did you
happened
s-
whenever
did you
anyone
sign
crossed
the
our threshold.
contract?
They became
Yeah,
a
she,
chattel.
she
Just the
you,
slaves,
Uh,
right?
Our maid now.
yeah.
Sorry.
W-
Permanent
we
workers.
Yes.
we've have our own maid now.
Yes.
So
A shame you lost yours, but ours is awesome.
yeah.
See, we can afford to pay ours. We don't, but we can afford to if we need to.
Yeah. So what actually happened was you brought her back and you didn't know what to do with her. So you just put her to work with Bianca in the kitchen and Billy Bear. You've literally got a whole household of servants at the moment. You've been taking in waifs and strays, but this could be connected. And the other thing that could be connected are the bandits. But like I say, Lady Veneer is quite adamant that there was 8, but you only killed 4. Belle took one out with a sneak attack with her sling. Caramore incinerated 2, and I believe Bracif chucked an axe at the one that was running away. And
The
Sounds
impaler.
right.
yeah, got it in its head. An axe in the head. Freaking
That is right.
yeah. But there was
Okay, well,
definitely only
Demonstrate
4.
that muscle. You're like,
Okay, Lady Veneer. Unfortunately, there's no room at the inn, so we are going to take you to our house. We have plenty of room there,
Sweet
and hopefully, we might have a surprise for you. But we'll see.
Sweet Tune says, "Oh, hey, Lady Ida, there is plenty of room. There's
No, no.
another 3 bedrooms upstairs.
It's fine. She'll be a lot safe with us.
Oh, this place is
Trust me.
completely safe. I
I don't think a tavern's the right place for a child to sleep.
oh well, Lady Veneer, I will look after your goods here if that would be helpful."
No, we've got plenty of space at ours. So don't worry. Don't worry.
Oh.
But thank you very much for the offer, and I will say a prayer for you tonight.
Oh, right. Well, anything I can do, anything that I can do, Lady Veneer, anything. And she sort of like does a very awkward bob curtsy, because there's the title of lady there. And
Maybe Sweet Tunes. Maybe brush your hair. It's looking a little bit like a
yes.
nest.
Ouch.
Yeah.
Smiley face.
Caramore, I think your passion is spreading.
I think it might be.
I just going to have a new passion that just it's just
No,
to
my
be
I
bitchy.
Plague of
I don't
negativity.
suffer those people who suck up to other people just
So
because of a title.
Remember,
Bracif
you don't
goes.
worship Bast. You don't have to be catty.
Yeah.
That's true.
Bracif goes back round and gets the horse and a wagon and brings it round, and you can pop her into the wagon, and Bracif probably drives it. Or do you want to ride on the horse, Bracif?
See how it
You could-
feels.
Well, to be fair, I don't have a drive ability, so I'm gonna have to ride the horse.
Oh, right. Yeah, that's the other thing I was looking up. Battle chariots, Bracif. And I thought you could have like Boudica have like
Spikes,
axes
sides.
spinning.
I feel like battle chariots make sense more for Cyrus than Bracif. I feel like Cyrus likes more of the pomp and circumstance. Bracif just wants the murder faster
Yeah,
and more
got ya.
efficiently.
You got you right. Roll your ride skill as you head back to the town.
All right, guys, I'm gonna get all
If
the
it's
bad words out of the way.
23, I'll be like, oh, you got really good ride skill.
Yeah, but still, man.
But terrible roll.
Hold on. I'll use my second point of luck. I'm reversing that.
Yeah, so
No
he
failures tonight.
he gets on the horse, and the horse neighs a bit, and he struggles to get it under control. But luckily, you manage to show it who's boss, and you head back to your house, where everybody is staying at the present moment in time. And you come back and
Verily, Sir
Caramore,
Brasive, thine equestrian skills are formidable.
yes, Caramore, you hear them all coming back, and you hear this wagon coming up, and they quickly bring you up to speed about what's happened.
He will definitely poke his head out of the door just in case they brought the bard with them.
Yes, there's no
Just royalty, new roommates.
the inn. It's like a hotel here. Yeah.
Oi, bookroom.
do
Bookworm.
you-
Guess what? We get to kill some
What
bandits.
now? More? I thought we killed the bandits already.
More bandits.
More bandits. And
Oh, more bandits. Oh, what
when-
bliss.
when the person that you rescued, the maiden that you rescued, when she sees Lady Veneer, she sort of like looks and runs towards her as if she's going to hug her, but then almost like remembers and sort of like said, "My lady, it is so nice to see you." And she says, "Oh, come here, girl." And she gives her a fond embrace. And you allocate them rooms and Brasive.
Milady. Is someone going to introduce me to our new guests?
This is Lady Veneer and her daughter Jess.
Caramore
With an E.
will bow. He has courtesy as a skill.
He does have
He doesn't use it
courtesy.
because he's never met anybody worthy of it. But this is
okay.
a titled person, finally
Yeah.
someone of his class. So yes, he will
So-
bow and introduce himself. Caramore of the House of Blackmane at your service. Welcome to our humble abode.
Oh, very nice. So hang on a minute, just 1 second. You can roll your courtesy. Is that you?
Yeah.
Is that what you
Hoping
have?
you wouldn't make me do that. It's not very high. But
Well,
he doesn't always have it.
actually, I'm actually. Oh, hang on. Oh, you failed in any case, because I am.
98. Oh,
I am going to. I would have also given you a minus 12% onto your dice roll, because of course you tend to annoy people.
well, yes, but
yes.
that's common people.
So,
Reroll it. Use a luck point. Use a luck point. You still got this, even if it's a 32.
yeah, it would be a 32, but you can luck roll it.
Yeah,
Or-
it's
or-
tempting.
You could use a hero point because they actually run out. After
tonight. Yeah.
Use a
yeah.
hero point. Use a hero
That's a
point.
good
Use a
point.
hero point.
That's a good point. You see, I'm really torn now because it would be nice to have this work, but at the same time, it would be so in keeping for Caramore to try and impress and end up just coming over slimy and failing horribly. I'm so torn.
Hero
What?
point. Hero point. You need a win. You need a win.
Or you could use a hero point and fumble it.
Oh, get a point in it.
And what you would do then is sort of like curtsy to her and say, "My lady, what big breasts you've got," or something like just sort of like mess it up.
Or maybe-
flatulent fart in the world.
Maybe
Yeah.
bow, kiss a hand a little bit too creepily.
Yeah, or suck a finger.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
I think I'm actually just going to accept the role as it was
Oh,
and assume
so
that he
much-
just comes across like he's crawling basically, and
I
he's
wanted
obviously
you to.
trying to impress.
I wanted you to suck a finger. That would have been so. You just
I think
imagine
that might be
Belle.
going a little bit too far.
Imagine Belle's
Finger.
face.
Belle has courtesy as well, and she's looking at that hand.
I have to
Terrain's
keep
on that
Caramore just barely within worth keeping in the party still.
Belle, if you have courtesy, you can give it a roll as well. You might get a fumble.
And you might be able to steal a ring off a finger.
Well,
You know.
First off, I'm a thief, not just some person who steals rings from people who are trying to help. And I like to think that Belle's courtesy is more of her upbringing. She was raised upper class in gnome society and rejected it and is now here. So that would be a if she was trying to deceive somebody is when she'd use courtesy. She doesn't pay
Got
respect
ya.
unless
So
she can gain from it.
you notice that Caramon tries to be courteous, but fails quite successfully, and Lady Veneer just looks across and sort of like looks down at him somewhat and says, "Oh yes, little man, yes," and sort of like turns to everybody else, and they get organized into a room, and Abrasive brings everything from the wagon up, and you know a little bit about horses, Abrasive, so you are sorting the horse out, giving it a good rub down and making sure it's quite a strong horse, though. It's probably been used for wagon pulling rather than being ridden, but it's got potential here. And
you just see Bracef in the background. They're all like talking to this lady. You see in the back, the window in the background, just Bracef trying to go back and forth with the horse.
Interestingly, wagon pulling is actually one of the events at the world's strongest orc competition as well.
Yeah. Stop moving.
So how many hero points do we have?
You have 3.
Oh, so I can get my perception to 60. That's 3 fumbles, isn't it?
Yeah. So you everything seems to be going well, and then you're probably all in the dining room. Even Caramore is in there, and you're just sort of like talking about what's been happening and Lady Veneer and things like that. And you notice her maid comes down, and she sort of like comes into the dining room, and she sort of like knocks politely, and then comes in, and she says, I'm sorry to disturb you, Flabbergasters, the heroes of Snow Deep, but my mistress would like to know whether or not Mr. Bracef misplaced her small coffer with her rings and jewelry in.
Mother.
Everybody looks at Bracef and
arms folded.
It was Bracef all along. Here's us blaming the bard.
I'm gonna glare at him even harder than everybody else. And if he looks away, I'm gonna move slowly into his vision again.
that side shuffle with your feet, so it looks like you stood still but you're moving.
Yeah, exactly. Like he'll look away, and just off frame, I'll slowly come into his vision.
In. Yes.
It appears I didn't even go inside your thing, your carriage. I don't know.
Wagon. It was part of the load in the back of the wagon. It was there when she arrived, and now it seems to have gone. She was thinking maybe she could use it to pay you for, gift it to you as a way of saying thank you for your hospitality, but he no longer seems to be in the wagon.
What does this coffer look like?
She said it looks like a small jewelry box made out of metal with a little clasp on it. It's not lockable, but it contains her rings and her necklaces.
Any distinguishing patterns on it?
She on the jewelry box. Yes. Well, it has her family crest on it, which is a flying kite, as in red kite, Bracef, before you...
As in a birdie, not as in a thing on a string.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it. Of course.
More importantly,
was it larger than 6 encumbrance points?
Get back to your duties, otherwise you're good in the box again.
Yeah. What, Mr. Bracey, what shall I tell my mistress, Lady Veneer?
Secure her things better. I don't know.
No, I know what you'll be telling
Tell
your
her there have been a rash of thefts around the town of late, and we're looking into it. And I'm sure that when we locate the thief, we will locate her goods.
Yeah,
Indeed.
that.
Oh, I'm
But say
sure.
he said it.
I don't know.
I'm sure Mr. Bracey has not been stealing throughout the town. Well,
But he's
Where would
going
I
to
put
break
it?
the
No,
legs
that's
of the
not
thief.
what I said.
I would have hoped his morals are a lot.
No, Mr. Bracey wasn't in the
I
town
don't
when
have
they
pockets. You want to
started.
check? And he just goes,
He just strips. He just.
He just aims her butter. Do you want to check?
I still think it's
Get the
that
secret
bard.
man pocket.
Yeah.
I am sorry, Mr. Bracey. I didn't mean to upset you at all. I'm sorry that I've made you angry. It was just that
I'm just.
She
You
thought-
don't like him when he's angry.
she thought
I'm just
you.
so pissed off right now, and there's only one way to really remedy it.
And she bursts into tears and flees out of the room,
If only.
sobbing.
If
We are
only I
so
was
good with
able
people.
to have some sort of thing to ride to find these bandits.
Yeah.
It's like
They've insulted you, and they must
Yeah.
must appease you now by
I need
giving
to
you a
I need to be
horse.
appeased by not walking with
You've
all this
been
heavy armor.
you've been stereotyped.
I mean,
And Belle, it looks like maybe your thief has been found.
bum, bum,
Well, now I'm thinking,
bum.
Who do I recall, or do I have any good ideas of who was near the wagon? Because I
Ooh.
recall, like, as we were taking Lady Veneer into the inn, the Snowed Inn, the other people were trying to help and kind of getting
yes.
in the way and putting their hands into stuff. And Belle would be sitting there thinking, is there anybody I recall that might have been getting a little too close?
Well, you noticed that bobbing cotton thread
Well,
was
he had lost something as well.
he was touching the clothes, and Farmer Dan was there and just checking whether or not they brought any bees in. And I mean,
Bees?
Was he
Not
checking
the
for money?
bees.
Bees?
Not the bees.
Bees?
Hmm.
It was a legitimate concern. There is an import tax on bees that he was checking for.
and the
Tavern.
wagon was left unattended behind Snowden.
That's ridiculous. Who would have done that?
Well, that's a good question. So it was left unattended, but I've never been back there. Abrasive. So what does it look like back there? Is there like a back door where people could go in? Is it something where you would need to go alongside the building, or how easy would it have been to sneak in there while we were talking?
Well, Bracey came in via the back door, didn't he?
He came in through the front door.
Did he?
Yeah, there's outside. There's a small chute that comes out from the kitchens that goes into sort of like a cesspool where all the garbage comes. There's some windows on the back, but not on the ground floor. The rooms on the second floor have windows, so there's 3 windows up on the back. The only other thing that is round there, Bracey, is one of those like a fence that you tether the horses up to, and there's like a drinking trough and a trough that you can put hay in. It's not covered or anything like that. You do know that not many people have horses, mainly because they're not very good at traveling by the snow. Do you think Lady Veneer's probably just come up as spring is happening and the snows are melting? But yeah, and you do remember you were around there gazing around, and you were thinking about something that you noticed, but then you couldn't remember, and you just came back. But it was left unattended at the back of the in, but there's just like a window, and there's a big barrel outside. So when they're getting rid of the rubbish, they just prop open the window and shove it into the barrel, and then it decomposes, and Farmer Dan takes it for his bees or whatever, or it's just left there. Now and again, it gets overturned by the local vermin or things like that. But yeah, apart from the 3 windows up at the top, that's it.
So what
Belle.
I described all of that, but with like 70% less words.
Okay. Windows 3.
Three, place, horse,
Windows more than
carriage,
2.
Yeah.
mud.
1, 2. Many.
Yeah.
Many 1,
Yeah.
many
Belle,
2.
I
Many,
have a
many.
more general question, Belle, about these items that have gone missing. To the best of your knowledge, because you've been investigating this, were any of these items properly secured, or have they all been things that have just been lying around that could be picked up?
Well, one was underneath a pillow, wasn't it, Bill? From what we were told. And that's
Yeah.
Hardly secure, though, is it?
no, but it would need somebody with knowledge of that to go and find it and get it.
And plus,
Not necessarily.
people in Snow Deep probably wouldn't have riches worthy of being locked away. It's a friendly town.
Well,
it's like a
not in this
village
economy.
town. Yeah,
during
it's
my
like,
researches,
like the
during my magical
1970s.
researches today, I
oh,
had
Caramore's
remembered
going
the
on about
existence of a
research
spell.
again.
I remember the existence of a spell which is well within the capability of a supposedly accomplished bard, which could be pertinent. There is a spell called Unseen Servants, which creates an invisible mystical force which can be used for like cleaning up, tidying, and fetching and carrying. It does not necessarily require that you fetch and carry things which belong to you. So perhaps, while this bard has been distracting everybody by singing, her unseen servant has been robbing people throughout the town. I said it could be her.
Paramore, when you say bard, it sounds like a slur. And I
It is
just
a slur. It's bard.
I feel like maybe you're becoming a little too obsessed with sweet tunes.
Yeah, she was very helpful in the
Was
in
she?
with the.
Does
I mean,
someone have a crush?
She's just a
Was
bard.
Was she being helpful and going near the wagon where things were stolen?
Do you think that she bears magical
Journey.
powers,
She's a bard.
Paramore?
They all learn magic. Did you
Oh,
not know
okay,
that about bards?
I'm just saying you don't necessarily need to know magic to pick up a musical instrument.
Well, if she's a bard, she will know. She will either be versed in druidical magic or arcane. And if she is versed in arcane magic, she may have learned the unseen servant spell, which could be used to filch small items while she's busy doing something else, and give herself an alibi. I believe the legal term would be.
Do you have a way of determining if somebody has used magic recently or is capable of magic?
There is a spell which can
And
certainly
you know it.
detect magical, or I do. I don't have it prepared at the moment. I do have it prepared at the moment. Rather, my mistake. I forgot I learned that this morning.
Okay, well, maybe we should see if she has any magical ability before we start.
It won't detect. Unfortunately, it won't detect magical ability in her. It will only detect magic that is currently active. So I would need her to be casting a spell
Well,
for that to
maybe,
detect it.
maybe. I mean,
Braceo
she
hits,
said
hits the wall at this point.
she
Yeah.
said she wanted to talk to me.
Kill the bandits or the robbers? Choose.
No, right. So she
We could
said
kill both.
she
We
wanted
could
to
kill
talk to me in
bandits first
private.
if you wanted.
So when she's talking to me in private, why doesn't Belle go into a room and have a look around? No?
No, that's a good idea.
You want me to
Look
go
at
look
evidence.
around?
Yeah, just maybe while I'm talking to her downstairs in the inn.
You mean we're at our house now?
Yeah, but she said she wanted to tell me something in private about her traveling here, or why she traveled here. Who with?
I thought you were talking about the Lady Veneer. You're talking about Sweet Tunes.
Yes, indeed. Sorry, Sweet Tunes.
Okay, yeah, definitely. That's something. Yeah, I can. I'm very compact, you know. Yeah, that's about all I'm good at for that. So yeah, I'll do that. We should do that probably before the evening because
Oh, yeah,
Caramore
yeah.
and I have plans for the night.
The only thing about during the day is that Sweet Tunes stays at Snowed Inn.
That's right, yeah.
So
But she needs to have a conversation, and that's when I snoop around.
Yeah, so you'll have to call her downstairs, and then you would have to sneak upstairs.
Yeah, well, you
without,
just hide
without
under
her
the table, can't
knowing.
you?
But if she's got an unseen servant, it might be ready.
I think when you do this, you should take this, the ring of magical detection that I'm wearing, because then you'd be able to see the unseen servant.
Do you have to
Anything
attune
that's
to it?
magical. Well,
And
first
everything
off,
else
that
is
was
magical.
my ring, and I
Well,
had
yeah,
two rings.
I know, and like I said, you should take it for this. The one that I've been wearing that you generously allowed me to wear. You should take it back for this purpose.
Yeah, no, and I'll bring it back to you when I'm done. Do you still have the string? Because I don't want to wear it all the time. I just put it around my neck.
I don't know.
You threw away my string?
I think lost is a better word.
Oh,
I misplaced it somewhere.
okay, that's fine. I'll just carry it in my pocket until I need to put it on.
Like Bilbo
Okay, then.
Baggins.
Yeah, it works for Bilbo. It'll be fine.
So
Actually, no, I'm putting it in a belt pouch. My pockets are too that you can lose things. I'm not losing our magic ring.
okay then. So Belle and Ida, you're off back to Snowdin. Caramore and Brasive, what's going to be your plan for the rest of the day?
Brisa probably shouldn't murder all of the bandits because that's selfish. So you probably just wait for the rest of the team. So
Maybe you and
I'm thinking
Caramore can have a bit of intellectual chat.
Talk about high art,
Yeah.
fancy things.
You could have
I
an
don't
arm wrestling match.
Well, there you go. Yeah, I need an excuse to up my brawl skills.
Yeah.
There we go. Maybe
Why would Caramon not want to be humiliated by a giant
and this is where the
half-orc
mage
in an arm wrestling
realizes-
match?
Yeah, this is where the mage realizes he needs 2 arms to cast spells.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the downside.
Bra-
Well, no, you
Brace-
only need 1 free hand, technically.
True.
Brasive
Yeah.
and Caramore, just both roll a broad roll for me. Because it'd be excellent
we're
to Caramore.
not actually doing this. I just want to make that clear.
You guys are just flexing at each other. Oh,
He actually made his roll.
Oh, yes.
use a point of
he's-
luck. Use a point of luck. Reverse it.
And Brasive.
Hmm.
Oh,
look at
no.
that.
Use a point of luck. Reverse it.
Okay, so back at Snowed Inn, Ida and Belle arrive, and there's quite as you go down the street, there's lots of people talking about what's happening and this, that, and the other, and they sort of like see you and they sort of like shout across, "Any news, Lady Ida? Anything we can do to help?" And
No,
things like,
it's fine. They're under our protection now, so they'll be fine.
"Oh, you're so nice. Long live the Flabbergasters." So when you get there, what's going to be?
Well, I popped to
your
my
plan?
room first to grab just a single item as I then hurried to the inn.
A hairbrush.
And oh, you read my mind.
You
So,
got a
yeah, I got a hairbrush. Yeah.
Okay, so the question is that you need to get Belle, or I need to know how you're going to orchestrate this so Belle can get in unseen and get upstairs.
Okay, where are the
What's-
stairs?
They're not, you can't see them on the actual map, but they're through here.
All right, okay. Well, maybe Belle can maybe go and sit maybe around here.
My assumption was that we'd go in and I'd go straight to the bar, and presumably Ida would go in some way to find Sweet Tunes or ask
Yep.
Jack to get Sweet Tunes down. And the whole attempt is to just be like, I'm here, I'm looking for food. They're gonna have their conversation, and then at some point, then I will just sort of sneak upstairs.
Well, I'm
Okay.
going to be brushing her hair, so I'll keep her face in the opposite direction.
Oh, okay, then
You guys are cute.
That
know.
that's good. So yeah, you're sat there talking about hair products and brushing, and she says, "Oh, that's lovely, Ida. Oh,
Mm.
please brush me some more."
You know, you have
As
such lovely hair. I'm quite envious. You know, if you kept on top of it, you could do wonders with it.
oh, I
Pushing
can
away.
just yeah, I can just barely braid it. So stealth roll. Do we have stealth in this game?
I do have
Yes.
stealth, and I also have hide in shadows.
Yeah, so that would first of all, you're just going to use your stealth roll just to make sure you don't hit into anything. I don't think she's going to be able to see you, but it's just to make sure. No, you wait till she's down and they're busy talking away, and you make your way upstairs. Now, there's actually a corridor with 6 rooms, 3 on the front and 3 on the back.
And I don't know which one is hers.
Correct.
Then I will go to the first one.
Okay.
Yeah, my goal here is to just methodically go through each room, open the door as quietly as I can and as minimally as I can, because I know that they might squeak, so I want to like just open and slip in and then gently close it behind. And I kind of want to just go through the room and see if there's anything that catches my eye, or anything that stands out. Like if there's probably dressers in here, and I might like open it, just a quick peek, but I want to look for anything that looks out of the ordinary, or probably like any good hiding spots, like maybe under the bed mattress if there's a space there. And if I don't
And,
find anything interest, I'll go to the next room.
okay. And
Maybe
do,
look for the room with the loot in it.
do you have the ring on, or are you going to use the ring or not?
Once I'm at the corridor, I'll put the ring on and I'll leave it on until I'm done searching rooms.
Okay, so when you put the ring on to detect magic, which will take a charge off it, I think does it have X amount of charges per day, Caramel?
If so, I was not told that it does.
And I don't know magic.
But then I got it off Belle. So when you gave the item out, it would have been
Oh, right.
it would have gone to
I'll
Belle.
check.
So any
I'll
such
check.
notes should be on.
I will check up on that. But anyway, you notice once you put the ring on, one of the doors is radiating magic. It's the middle one of the back of the 3 rooms. And when you pop it on, you notice that there's a glow that looks a bit like a mouth spell. It looks like there's the essence of a mouth
We already know
magically
she can cast magic mouth.
on the door.
Hmm.
Yeah. Much like the one that was on our house.
Yes, it does look very similar, Belle.
Okay. That's probably the room I need to go into, but if I approach it, I imagine it's going to talk to me loudly. And we never did figure out a way to approach it without making it loud. So I'm guessing if I crawl like a spider on the floor, that's still going to activate it. So I guess what I'd like to do is check the 3 rooms closest, like just peek in, the ones that don't appear magical, just peek in, like see if I notice anything out of the ordinary, just to confirm that those are sort of like there's no evil rat man that's hiding in one of these rooms stealing everything.
No, all the other rooms are completely empty. There just has the bare minimum of a cot, a bed, and like a small table, a chair, and that's about it.
Are there windows?
I was going to say, can you get the window to her window?
Each room has a single window. So the 3 at the front face onto the road in front of the snowed in, and the 3 windows, back windows, including one which will be the middle window that has the magic on the door, would face onto the back of the window, the back of the house.
Okay, I think I have an idea now. I want to go into one of the back rooms and try opening the window. I'm hoping that it's not locked. It's just you open the window
Yeah,
or undo the
not
shutters.
correct. Yeah, there's no locks in any of the windows that you can see. You can't see the middle window at the back.
Okay. Hoping that I'm next door to the room I want to go into, I am going to try and climb out the window and use my special ability of climb walls to
Okay.
try and get to the middle window, open it, and go in.
Okay, then. So because you've got
Like from
climb
TV.
walls, you may ignore one difficulty grade to your athletics. So normally this would be a hard roll, so which would mean it would take it down to a standard roll. So roll your athletics.
Ida Belle.
I'm gonna look
Ida
down
Belle.
first at how much of a drop it is, and I'm gonna go, who cares?
Aim for the barrel.
And I'm gonna use a point of luck.
Oh, yeah.
As I slip and go, I care. And I'll make that a 39 out of 60.
Yeah. So you shimmy along from one window to the next. And the first thing that you notice when you get to this middle window, it is slightly, very slightly open. The ones that you went to, the other ones were shut. This is slightly open, but only a little bit. Open enough maybe to change the air in the room, or just to have it open because the door's shut or something like that. It's not locked or anything. You can go into it. It's not a problem.
It doesn't appear magical either.
No, it's not magical.
Okay. I'm gonna open up that window and slide into the room and see what I can perhaps see.
Yeah, so you come into the room, and it initially just looks like any of the other rooms that you'd be in, but it looks like it's been pimped up a bit. The chair seems to have like clothing draped over it, and the bedding seems to have extra blankets on it, and it seems to have some kind of like a pillow on it. And you do notice that as you go in, you start to look around and you can see various a small coffer. You can see a small table that has an amulet on it. But the thing that catches your eye straight away is the jewelry box that Lady Veneer said that she had lost. You know it's her because of the description. What it actually looks like.
Yeah, I guess I'll have a moment where my mouth drops and I just go, Caramore was right.
Had to happen sometime.
I probably shouldn't tell him. It'll go right to his head. I would like to grab Lady Veneer's coffer. Is it small enough that it'll fit in my backpack, or is it too big for that?
It probably will fit into your backpack. Not a problem at all.
Even if I have my lantern in my backpack?
Yeah, your lantern is probably attached to one side of it.
That's
And
fair.
you go over to the table, and as you move towards the table, you all of a sudden feel a mighty blow to the back of your head, and you take 5 points of damage to your head. You can use armor to withstand it if needed.
If I have my armor on, then that would mean I would take a total of 1 damage.
Okay.
Does Ring of Protection offer protection to the whole body or just the location it's
Finger.
attached to directly?
Yeah, you just do your pinky.
Well, no, like if I
Whatever.
have it on my left arm, would it just protect the left arm or would it give a +1 to everything?
I will have a look. Remember, you do have +1 on
Anyway.
because of your. You probably increased that already. Right, Ring of Protection.
My assumption was that it was full body, but I just want to make sure.
Yeah.
A Ring of
I think it
Protection
is.
provides +1 point of armor while rolling. If worn with magical armor, no. And then, so it just multiple rings of protection. So it'll just have 1 point of armor while worn. So it'll be 1 point to each location.
All right. Well, if it's going onto my head, that's my studded leather armor location, and I have 4 points total then. So I would take a point of damage to the back of my skull.
Yeah, also there's this almighty bash, and it definitely comes down onto your head. It's like chunk on the back that makes you sort of like wince somewhat.
In that case, I'm going to draw my sword and see who dares to fight the smallest fighter in our group.
Just
See?
let me.
Don't use your sling.
I put it.
Oh, dang it. I drew the wrong weapon. It's like I try and stab him with the sling and it just. Oh.
I just
as effective as using this sling regularly.
Okay. I killed a bear in 1 shot. Well, I knocked him out. I did. You were wrestling with him. You were having a hard time there.
Okay,
I
so
use my brawn.
um,
If we all have slings, we could actually set up a chain fire, couldn't we?
yeah.
You go first, I'll go next.
Yep.
So you feel this almighty bash on your head, and you turn round, and as you turn round, a person materializes before you. It was as if they were shrouded, almost like invisible beforehand, and they suddenly just appear, and you see this woman come up. Now it's hard to see her on there, so I'm just going to upload her file so I can pop it on, because it's just a tiny little character there.
It's evil Sweet Tunes.
Yeah.
Sour Tunes.
And oh, hang on, did it upload?
It's Looney Tunes, sir.
That's their crazy sister.
You got it.
Hmm.
Oh, cool.
You see her?
She looks
I
more
do.
clad out. I feel wary.
She seems
very
to
friendly.
be.
Yeah.
She seems to be clad out in leather armor, and she seems to have just bashed you overhead. It almost like you thought it was a club, but it's actually shorter and more compact. And you've seen these before, like a kosh or a sap, used to knock people out. And she slowly materializes behind you, and that brings us
Sweet Tunes
nice.
Sister bitter ditties.
I beg your pardon. And that brings
That
the
was
session.
ditties, dear. Ditties.
That brings the session to a close for tonight.
Woohoo.
So we will pick it up from this point, not next week, because Medivac, you're not here next week.
Sorry.
No, that's all right. We'll take a break. and then come back the week after. That'll give me an opportunity to play either more Doom or more Oblivion on that night. So
Dendy
yeah,
cliffhanger.
yeah.
Belle's going to be hanging off that cliff for a very long time. I hope her finger strength is good.
Exactly. Just so you know, Belle, that was definitely a sneak attack. Oh, actually, I won't go back on it. I'm not proficient in playing, but I could have used bypass armor, couldn't I?
Yeah, it would have been bypass armor or max damage would be a normal.
Yeah, I forgot about
But
that.
you'd have still got a point of protection, though, wouldn't you? For your ring.
Yeah, because I think the magical ring would still.
Yeah, because it's
probably. But then you'd have to roll for damage.
Yeah, well, I roll for damage as well. Can you see what I mean?
Well, okay, I do see what you mean.
I roll for damage. So I didn't. Yeah, I used choose location head as my special, but I was just reading it then. I could have bypassed armor or max damage, couldn't I?
And you get choose location for free, but it has to be head, torso, or abdomen.
Exactly. So I forgot that would have been my free one. And then
I'm a better rogue than this lady.
I would have had another. So that's my fault. But it was definitely a sneak attack that came up. It looks like you're not alone. She
I'm
does
going to be alone when she's dead.
She does look very similar to Sweet Tunes. Very similar. Almost
sisters.
Sisters, excellent. Okay. So we won't resolve this next week. We'll have a break next week and then we'll be back the week after. So huge thanks for all your support. Thanks for the adventure. All excited to see what Belle hit her head on. Yeah, it was just like a really low table.
Let's see, Belle.
That
always ringing herself.
I have great vision, but I still walk into everything.
Yeah, your ears touched it. This rose got big ears as well, like you. So
copying me on everything.
Boo Poo says NN, which I presume means 99, but I'm not too sure. Anyway. The content of this podcast is covered by the Creative Commons Attribution 3.0 license, so please give appropriate credit if you are sharing or copying any part of this podcast. Thank you.